So in this video, I wanted to show you something that I used recently. You know, in this year, in 2023, I'm looking for automation and how I can create lots and lots of designs so that I can upload those to print on demand. Well, this one is called AutomatePOD, and it can literally take one design and create 50 plus designs with the click of a few buttons, all in a few minutes, all automated. I'll show you how it works, how much it costs, and I'll show you examples of things that I've done with it. Let's go. Hey everyone, it's Juno with Detour Shirts. In this video, I wanted to talk about AutomatePOD. Now, this is an app that I've been using for a while. I've been wanting to share this video for a long time. You may have seen it when I do PhotoP designs. It's a plugin for PhotoP, but it also works with Canva. So in this app, I'm going to show you how to use it, and what it does is it creates variations of a design. So it can literally take one design that you have and then make 50 different designs by changing words in the design. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you how it works with PhotoP and also with Canva. And you can also take designs that you've made on Affinity Designer, Illustrator, Photoshop, and bring it into PhotoP and use it to generate or change those words on there. It's super fast and very easy just with a few clicks on the button. So I'm going to show you where to find AutomatePOD, kind of what it does, and then I'm going to show you examples of what I used it for. So let's get into the internet first and go to AutomatePOD's website. So here we are on AutomatePOD.com. This is their website, very easy to follow. You can go start your profile, and some of these menu navigations here, they have demos, which is a tutorial, and very simple pricing, $14.99 a month. So you can, if it works that month, you can continue to do it, and you can manage your subscription. And here's all the questions. I'm not going to go through all of those, but you start your profile here. You can see you can install it, run the Chrome extension. Now you're going to have the Chrome browser. But that's all you need, the Chrome browser and either PhotoP or Canva, you can see right here. And I'll show you how to do both. And then you just start. Just click on this purchase right here. It's going to take you to a website where you can purchase and then load your Chrome extension here. So I have it right there. You can see AutomatePOD. Oh, and then it shows you Canva and PhotoP. So I'm going to show you how to do it, but if you ever have any question on it, you can always come here and also watch the other videos that are on here. So home, we're on the home page. Tutorial, here are the tutorial videos. This is what I wanted to show you. You want to download these as well. So these are the variable templates, and they may add more later, but you can also make your own when here. So you can do different bird breeds, cats, dogs, horses, rabbits, collections, hobbies, it's a good one, jobs, names, relationships, so family relationships, mom, dad, brother, sister, those kind of things. And these are the two that I use a lot, states and years. And those are the two that I'm going to show you how to use today. You're going to want to download all of these. If you're going to use AutomatePOD, click on all our variable templates, and then it's going to download it, and it's going to put it on your downloads folder, and you'll have CSV files. And I'm going to show you how to use that later when we go into PhotoP and Canva. We're going to use these. We're going to use states and years, and you'll see how easy that works. Okay, so next thing, let's click on PhotoP. Oh, it takes you all the way to PhotoP, so that's great. You don't even have to worry about it. So once you have this logged in, once you have this plugin plugged into Chrome, when you click on PhotoP, it automatically takes you there. So now we're here on PhotoP. This is the one that you keep seeing when I come to PhotoP, AutomatePOD there. Let me check this last one. So that's where you download the extension. So once you've bought it, download the extension, you'll have access to it, and it will just be here on the top. Okay, so glad that opens in the new window. Good thing we went through all of these. Okay, so now we're on PhotoP. The first thing I would do is to just start a new project. And I'm going to do 4500 by 5400, so you can follow along. Boom, and then change this to transparent and create. All right, you can see I have a transparent background. So the first thing we're going to do is just build in PhotoP. Now you don't have to build in PhotoP, but you can. It has enough things here to build. So I'm going to do something like, I'm going to use the state variations first. So let's say California vibes only, and then it's going to change it to Oregon vibes only, and Nevada vibes only, and so on very quickly. So let's do that first. So I'm going to just type in with my text tool here. So I'm going to type in vibes here. It's not the font that I want. I'm going to use a different font. I'm going to use the one, I like this one. It's called Blackout. There you go. And then we can come in here, and if you've never used PhotoP before, you can come here and you see transform controls, make sure that's on, and you can just grab this edge here, right? So if you want to duplicate this, come here and hit Command J 2 times. We're going to use this one here down, and we'll just type it only. Great. And we'll use this one here and move it up here, and this will be like our state. So I'm going to just type in state for now, and it's going to be bigger than that. So let's move things around first. There. And you may want to color this and see it on a black t-shirt. So I'm going to click background, and I'm going to come over here to my gradient tool, but click on it. We're going to use the paint bucket, and I'm going to fill this with black. So you can see these are black too, so I should have changed that to white first, but let's do this. Come here. Let's do red, white, and blue for, you know, maybe for 4th of July. So red, there, state up top, vibes here. So let's do that. We'll do this one white and only. So let's do only here, only, and this will be blue. Really simple. Right? Cool. All right. So now I can move things around. You can see vibes only, and it's very simple design. I'm not doing anything too fancy. I mean, we can turn this if you want, and turn this. So one thing you're going to want to do is this state is going to be changing. This will be our variable. So we want to make sure that the biggest state works in here. So the biggest state, as far as characters or lines, Massachusetts. So M-A-S-S-A-C-H. We're going to have to make it smaller, right? So let's do this. All right, M-A-S-S-A-C-H-U-S-E-T-T-S, right? That's our biggest one. And then so we can make it fill the space. All right, so one big tip is look at your list, your CSV file. I'll show you what it looks like here. So I called mine variable templates. You can see all of them here. And if I click on states, this is what it will come up with. So it's called VAR right here, variable 1, and the file name. And you can see the longest one is Massachusetts. I probably could have used New Hampshire as well, but I think Massachusetts is just a little bit longer. So look at your file, figure out which word is the longest, and put it in here. So I've got it here. I can turn it if I want to. And then with this program, AutomatePOD, it's going to take this out and change the words. But we're going to have to not leave it at Massachusetts first. And also, what we want to do is, let's double click this on here. Make sure that it's centered, at least this one, because this one should be centered. If you did it left align, it's just gonna, everything's gonna be left aligned. And so if it's a small word, it's gonna be Ohio, it only goes here, right? But we want this to be centered. So make sure that's centered if you want it centered. If you want it left, make sure it's left. And you can do that with the text tool here, right? So I got centered. Okay, so instead of Massachusetts, we're gonna wanna use var1 right there for variable 1. And when we're ready, and if this is ready, you can add more things on here, but just for quickness, let's do this. I'm gonna move it up just a tad so it's centered. Also make sure to take off the background so it's transparent background. And then here it is. Come to the plugin, Make sure you're signed in. If you're not signed in already, I'm already signed in. And then choose your file first of all. So like I said, we're going to do states. Choose the type, the file type to save. It's PNG. You could save it for these, but PNG is what we want, a transparent PNG, right? And then the download folder, we're going to call it states. You can call it whatever you want. States vibes only. And this is going to make a folder called states vibe only in your downloads folder. And we're going to make sure that it's transparent. Now this doesn't matter because we already set this to transparent. You really want to do this for Canva because Canva needs to know if you want a transparent POG. And then you hit go and watch it. You're going to see down here, does Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, and all of these. And hopefully it's working. So I just took a look. I did it wrong. It's supposed to be all caps, and I think I didn't do this all caps. So that's why it didn't change. So if you notice this doesn't change, make sure to go back and do it in all caps. Have a caps lock, and it's supposed to be a capital V, capital A, capital R, and the 1. All right, so you'll notice this is what happened. I have my states vibes only, and if I open up Alabama, you'll notice it didn't change it because I didn't use capital VAR1. So let's go back, let's change it and see what happens. So I'll come here, double click, hold down caps lock, VAR1, and it's sometimes your fonts are all caps, so it's hard to tell, and that's why I made the mistake. I thought it was all caps, but it's not. It has to actually be all caps. So let's do this again. Make sure you're logged in, choose your file, states, PNG, download folder. We're gonna call it new states folder. All right, let's see what happens now. You can check this, it doesn't matter, and we'll hit go. There you go. This is what you wanna see, it changing. And you can see how fast it's doing it. And it's kind of neat. So it works. Of course, some of the states are smaller than others, so you may want to make this only smaller to kind of match that size that you're using, so to kind of balance it out. You may want to make things work better. There you see New Hampshire fit, and there you go, 50 designs because of 50 states, all within a few minutes here. Wyoming's the last one. There you go. And it put all of them here, all PNGs. So there you go, my new states folder. All of these are transparent PNGs. If I open them up, you can see, there you go. Ready for print on demand. Isn't that crazy? Okay, let me show you how you would use this. I'm gonna create a design in Affinity Designer, and then I'm gonna drag it here and do the same thing. I'm not gonna run it through again, but you can see how you can just take something that you've designed in Affinity Designer and put it in Procreate, and it works really well too. All right, so here I am in Affinity Designer. I created this design here. You can see a little more intricate than what I did in Photopea. You can do something like this in Photopea, by the way, but I did this in Affinity Designer just as a test. You can see this what it looked like on a black background. So everything's knocked out. I'm gonna export this as a PNG. So Command Option Shift S, PNG right here. Make sure selection only right there and hit export. I'm at 4500 by 5400, by the way, so it should fit. Export there. I'm gonna call this vintage trees, and I'll hit save. All right, so I'm back on Photopea. I'm gonna drag in that vintage trees design. It's just on my desktop. I'm gonna bring it in here. It's gonna bring it in small, but it's the right size, so I can scale it up. There. I'm gonna double click, and then I'm gonna just put in my text. So same thing, I'm gonna do text. I'm gonna do, let's do a year this time. So let's do 2023. I know that's not vintage, but we're gonna use older ones. So transfer controls, make sure that is on there and just grab it, take it bigger. Now I could use this font or I could use a different font. This font looks pretty cool. Let's see what it looks like with a different font. Instead of blackout, let's do boycott. Sure. And I'm gonna, this is a nice vintage one here. Okay, so same thing, but we're gonna use a different one. Remember, we gotta do this VAR1. So make sure to hit the caps lock and do capital VAR1. And then remember, this should be centered, right? So move that here. And we're gonna do it white. So instead of, because it's gonna be on a black t-shirt, so make sure we do that. There, perfect. All right, so come into this plugin, make sure you're logged in, choose your file here. Now this time we're gonna use, instead of states, we're gonna use years. I'm gonna open that. And then PNG, of course, we're gonna do vintage year. And then hit go, watch this. There it is, that's what we wanna see. We wanna see the numbers change. They have theirs from 2023 and under. So let me show you what that looks like later. And then we're gonna go into Canva and show you how this works in Canva too. So it took a little while because there were more than I thought, but look at that. From 2023 to 1969, I did all of those, AutomatePOD did all of those within a few minutes. And I also have this one with all the states. So I have those two just in a few minutes. I'm gonna show you how to do it in Canva. Now, if you wanna do more than what's already on there, you can open up the CSV file. So let's take a look at that. So you go in here to the variable templates, and let's say you go to years. And if you wanted more than that, you can go ahead and add to it or save a different one with years or whatever you want. So you can come in here and add to these numbers. You don't have to just have these. You could add other CSVs, you could add other things on here if you think of other things to do variables with. So very, very cool. You're not limited to these, but these are the ones that it comes with. All right, so one last thing I want to show you is how it works with Canva. So you can see here, I built this in Canva, all of this in Canva, and I have this text here. I'm using Lava Pro Rough. I have VAR already all in caps. I'll do the same thing here. I'm gonna just change the states. I made sure that it works with Massachusetts. Remember, I think North Carolina was actually bigger, so I'm gonna make it just a little bit smaller. I named it Massachusetts too. And then we're gonna do this, same thing. Make sure you're logged in here. Choose the file you want. We're gonna do states again. Open PNG, download file. We're gonna do Canva states just so we have a difference. And we're gonna make sure this needs to be checked for Canva, make PNG, because you notice we have the black background there. And we're gonna hit go, and you can see it's already doing it. Sometimes it takes a little while after the first one, but you can see there it is, Alaska. And not as fast as Photopea, but it still does it. Arizona, and so on. So I'm going to show you what this is, what it looks like after it downloads, and then I'm going to share with you more things that I think can help you with this, coming up with ideas, what kinds of phrases you can use, and where to come up with more phrases if you need them. So here are the results for the Canva one. You can see I got another 50 designs in less than a few minutes. I'm going to open up Alabama so you can see what it looks like. You can see transparent and Alabama, and all of them look like this. So you may be wondering, well, maybe I don't know how to do graphics as well as you do. You can still do text. So remember this just text video that I did? Imagine this saying 1973 over and over. So this is 1973. And you can do it with multiple ones. It doesn't have to be just the one, right? Check that out. Let's make that bigger, right? Just text. Remember, just text here. It could be a phrase, and then this last one could be Alabama, right? Or whatever state. Something, 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 state, right? This could be states too. So super easy. You don't always have to have a graphic. These t-shirt ones, these ones can sell too. So let me put it back so I don't ruin the, I'm gonna do Command Z here so that it always says retro, but you can see very easy with text. Now, here's a few ways that you can find phrases really easy online to do for these variable things. So one thing you could do is to use AI to help you. Now there's AI in lots of programs. I'm here using ChatGPT, but there's AI in a couple of places. Let's do this. Create 10 t-shirt phrases with the word California, for example. Okay, we could do it with whatever the prompts are, and there we had hobbies, we had years or whatever. So this is state. Let's see what it is. So we could do one that says sunset vibes and then change this to Ohio vibes or whatever, state vibes, right? This could be our variable. California love, that could be our variable for states. This is Golden State. California Dreamer, that's a song, so it's not going to work for all the states. But Paradise, that could work. California Fever, that could work. Born and raised in state. So you can see there's free ones right here. There's also quotes here for vexels. If you have this, you could also do California here. And hit next, and it's going to load it up here. So this is another way to find phrases. I'm going to do California funny. So here's what comes up for vexels. California vibes only. We could do, you know, that could be the variable state. Life's a beach in, that could be one. Oh, this could be it too. Here we come, and so on. And you can try again. There's also a couple other places that you can find variable stuff. For those that don't want to do the work and go to use AI for free, I also have 100 scalable t-shirt quotes. You might have seen this right here in my description of any video. This is what it looks like. You can go here. It's 20 bucks right now. I also made one. So if you already have this, I've also made one. And I made one myself, which is 100 other or 100 more scalable t-shirt quotes. I'm selling this one for $4 for a limited time. So if you want to get this one, you can come to my website as well. So you can get 100 there, another 100 here. So 200 scalable t-shirt quotes. Really easy. And then use those AutomatePOD. And again, you can make literally thousands of designs really quickly by using these things. So there you go, kind of a long video, but there's everything you need to know about how to use AutomatePOD, how to make lots of designs really quickly to scale your designs up and get lots of designs out there. I showed you how to use it on Photopea, how to use it on Canva, and how to find different phrases either for free or you can buy them. So you can create lots and lots of designs this year. That's what I'm trying to do, is to kind of grow my business that way, my POD business. Now, one more thing, AutomatePOD has given me a code to share with you guys. It's DETOUR, DETOUR. Use that code to get $5 off your first month. So instead of $14.99, it would be $9.99 for that first month for you to try it out. See if you like it, see how easy it is to use, follow that tutorial, and you can literally make thousands of designs really quickly over and over again. So hopefully this really helps you scale up your designs. They still need to be good designs, but I think this can help you grow it really quickly. So let me know in the comments if this is something that you would love to use and if it would help you in your print-on-demand business. I think it would be really good for if you have Etsy or Amazon, things like that, where you can really scale your business. Now, if you're really new to Amazon, you may not have enough slots, but if you have enough slots to put it on and enough time, I think this can be really helpful. I'm going to put a link right here to the text designs video in Canva that I showed recently. You can go over that and kind of imagine where you would put your different variables to make lots of different t-shirt ideas. So have fun with this one. Thanks again for watching, and as always guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.